Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Jellyfish Wireless speaker. This is a product that you can get from Five Below. It's about $7 before taxes to be exact. It might drop in price if they put it in the 50% off section eventually, but I haven't seen many of these. To be honest, they've been getting sold out a lot lately. So it does have RGB lights, as you can see. It is a Bluetooth speaker with FM radio, no AM. It does have FM radio, and you do have different light changing sequences and whatnot. It does have to stay plugged in at all times to a power supply. And of course, when you see the liquid up here, you have to actually fill that up yourself, which I'll have in the next section, instructions of what you're actually supposed to do sitting to the side. It's easy to do and very simple to follow. So with that being said, let's get right into this video. Timestamps in the description for anyone that wants to skip to a particular part. Let's go. So this is everything that you're going to see with the speaker once you unbox it, but there's a couple things we need to talk about real fast, and I'll compress that information for you guys. So first things first, when you take this top off, there's no water inside of here. You have to actually fill this up yourself. To the left-hand side, you should see the instructions right there showing exactly what you're supposed to do with the Jellyfish in terms of filling this up with water, and it also shows like the camera control and features and things like that. So make it a little bit easier for you. Now, these actually come inside of plastic right here, the Jellyfish themselves. This is how it looks. Let me just give you kind of a close-up. This is how it's going to look right here. These two of them, they come inside of plastic. And of course, you just place it back inside the water and just kind of push it down. And as long as you have that little detergent right there, it's going to end up rising back up on its own, as you can see. Now, the negative aspects about this, if we're being completely honest, is that there's no ridges on this cap right here on the top of this. So when you just place it on, it pops right off with no issue whatsoever. So if you're near accident prone children, if you plan on giving this to someone that's younger and probably not as responsible, I wouldn't suggest that, because remember, this has battery, it's not battery powered. It's plugged up to a USB at all times. So this is going to be near electronics. Right now it's currently hooked up to my PC. So if someone wants to walk over and knock it over, bye-bye PC, bye-bye extension cord, possible house fire. You got to be very, very careful. My suggestion is to probably take this down if you do decide to keep it. Yeah, it's going to make it look a little bit tacky, but if you're using it for like decoration reasons and for a younger person, you just want to have safety first, if you know what I mean. Now, you do have 4 physical buttons right here. See if I can show you these guys. This right here is the power button. Let's see if I get a little bit closer because there's water up there. Here we go. This is the power button right here. It also doubles down as your function button in order to change to like Bluetooth and FM radio. I have a separate section for that. You have this, which is the change the song forward. If you hold it, if you tap it once, it does volume up, pause and play. This also double taps. If you double tap this button while in FM radio mode, it'll actually search all the stations. And again, all dedicated sections in the timestamps in case you're wondering. And this is volume down if you tap it once, and then if you hold it, it actually changes your songs depending on the type of media player that you're currently using. So it does have 4 physical buttons right here, which I think is cool. You can, of course, change the lights amongst other things if you just wanted to have a solid color light, or you can even have it where the light is turned off. But realistically, you're buying this because of the Jellyfish aesthetic and how the lights look. Now, with that being said, let's go over to the next section. I want to show you guys how to sync this and break down each section so it's easy to understand and the information isn't too much. I ramble a lot. That's what I've been told. So anyway, let's go on to the next part. So this is the Bluetooth sync process. It's going to be pretty simple. So all you have to do is hold the power button that I showed you guys earlier. Just give it a couple of seconds. There we go. As soon as you see the light and hear the noise, it's going to automatically turn on. And the good thing is that it automatically puts itself in Bluetooth mode. So from here, we're just going to press pair new device. Tech SOLBT101, that's the Bluetooth. Go ahead and tap that. And for Android users or Apple users, just follow the prompts. I am currently connected. And for the people that might have skipped this part of the video, well, the opening part of the video, this doesn't have an actual battery inside of it in terms of Bluetooth battery life. It has to stay plugged in at all times, so keep that in mind. But this is the name of the Bluetooth for anyone that needs to learn how to sync it. Very simple and very easy to do. So let's go over the sound profile of this particular Bluetooth. I'm going to play 2 songs for you guys for about 20 seconds apiece, and then we're going to discuss. Here we go. First one's going to be Ice and Fire. I'm going to wait for the vocals to kick in real fast.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of bird.
Okay, so that's the first profile. Sorry. Now we're going to try Warzone. This is more of an upbeat song. With bass, I mean. Okay, so there's a couple things that we need to talk about to get out of the way. First of all, this speaker is currently making a crackling noise. I do believe that I probably have a defective speaker, and I'm hoping that they all don't ship this way. So initially, when I first did the sound test, what ended up happening was the speaker was so bad that I was going to give it a bad review. But then I said, wait a minute, let's give it a little bit more time. Let's see if things clear itself, and it did. So the speakers, the way they're supposed to be without the crackle, I think the power of the speaker isn't bad, but when you start playing things like hip hop music and whatnot, you do notice that the speaker does struggle. Though the bass is the strongest aspect of it, along with the voice, you can definitely hear a lot of the background music and the clarity pretty well. Again, this is from a regular guy just listening to a speaker. I am not an audio head or anything like that, so I can't give you the particulars of each broken down sound, but if you hear it and it sounds good to you, then it means it's good enough for you. But there are better speakers out there for the asking price at Five Below. Now, when it came to the other song, Ice and Fire, I do feel like it did really good with the vocals, where the voice was very, very strong. The instruments playing in the background sound really good and concise and precise, but you can still tell that it is a lower end product that's under $10. And again, not bad for the asking price in terms of the sound, but that crackling noise, I don't know if you guys, if my camera up here is picking it up or not, but the crackling noise can get very, very annoying, where it sounds like the speaker is actually about to go out. So I'm thinking, like I said earlier, or if I didn't say this, I'll say it again. I do think that I actually ended up picking up a defective speaker. Unfortunately, when you buy things for cheap prices at Five Below, you end up coming across these problems where quality control just isn't really there. So make sure you hold on to your receipts, just in case you want to take it back and switch it out with something else. But so far, so good. If the speaker works, when it crackles and it has problems, you are going to notice a drop in the quality of the music. In order to change the lighting settings, it does have multiple settings. Initially, when you first set it up, meaning plug it in and power it on, it's going to power cycle through the different lights that you see right here. So I'm just giving it a couple seconds to go through its power cycle. If you want to change it, you do have the option to also turn it off. The power button, you double tap it fast. If you tap it once, it's going to switch over to FM mode. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and double tap. Here we go. Solid red. Then double tap, solid green.
FM mode.
I tapped it.
Mode.
There we go. Here we are.
Connect.
Blue, purple. I'm assuming that's supposed to be yellow or some type of lime mellow yellow. Looks like mellow yellow. You have another blue, like an ocean blue or just lighter blue than the first one. You have the power off. You double tap it again, and it actually goes through the cycle change like I showed you before. So it's very easy to use it, but just make sure that you hit that double tap, because if you miss press, it's going to 9 times out of 10 switch you over to FM mode. And if the volume of the speaker is too loud, it's going to hurt your ears. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now I'm going to show you guys how to switch it over to FM mode. All you have to do is hit the power button right here, the button all the way to the right one time. It's going to actually let you hear the prompt.
FM mode.
We're going to tap this button right here, which is the first button to the left doubles down as changing songs if you hold it. But if you tap it once, it actually lowers the volume of the actual headset. Now what you do now is the middle button right here is the pause and play. If you double tap it, it's going to automatically put itself in search mode for radio stations like it's doing right now. So there are different songs playing right now. The reason why I'm turning it a little bit lower because, monetization reasons. If you want to stop the search process, all you have to do is double tap again and it'll stop the search process. And then when you just tap this or hold it, does it allow me to change the music? I'm going to change this radio station. Yeah. Looks like if you hold it, it actually changes the station that is preset already. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and switch this back over to Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode.
All right. And that is how you use the FM radio stations. It's very simple. We'll just go over that again. You tap this button once, it'll tell you it's in FM radio mode. In order to search the FM radio mode, you're going to go ahead and tap the play button twice, and it'll just search the entire FM spectrum. The radio signal, in my opinion, isn't really that good where I'm at. Of course, it will depend on location, the quality of the radio strength. To be honest, everything is done by 4G, 5G these days, so that's really not an important feature. I'm stuttering. It's not an important feature for me, but for the person out there that may need this, that is the FM radio mode. So to answer the question whether this is worth the asking price, I'm going to have to say no, and I'm going to give you the reason why, and I have to be practical. Earlier in the video, like I talked to you guys before, you can just pull this top right off. No resistance whatsoever. So if someone is walking past, if you have something in your hand, if a child is running past and they knock this over, all of this water, you better make sure it's on a solid spot where there's no electricity nearby. But because this USB-C cable or this USB cable is so short compared to so many others, in my opinion, this is going to spill on something and it's going to cause an electrical fire if you're not careful. If this would have had ridges on the top or something and then it's twisted, I would have said this would have been a lot safer to do. But because there's literally no resistance whatsoever, it's just accident prone. And if you're prone to dropping things, you're going to cause problems with this. But outside of that, if you look at the Jellyfish itself, it's not bad. The fact that they actually move in water is pretty cool. You can see it right here. I do like that feature. The quality of sound, in my opinion, is decent enough as long as it works. For instance, mine still crackles. Now, I don't know if you guys are going through the same thing or not because I didn't buy multiple versions of these, but I'm going to assume that this is just a quality control problem and that I'm going through this issue right now. I don't want to keep buying these things because, to be honest with you, at my local Five Below where I originally purchased it, I don't see it anymore. So obviously enough people bought it, and if no one complains about this issue, they'll just keep getting more and more products. It's crackling right now while we speak. So it sounds like the speakers are going in and out. It's already happened during this review. So I'm not really confident that this is going to last a very long time. So that's why it's a big fat no for me. But if you like the aesthetic, for the person out there that does not have this problem whatsoever, for the person out there that says it's not going to get knocked over, it's going to sit on one location, I just like the way it looks, how it lights up, then yeah, go ahead and purchase it. It's not bad in that regard. But if you are accident prone or giving it to a child and you know that they drop cell phones or drop Nintendo Switches or Nintendo DSs and things like that, I implore you not to buy this for someone younger because it does require a level of responsibility because it is filled up with actual water. And again, that could be a fire hazard. Anyway, I'll leave it to you. You guys are adults. Like and subscribe like always, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.